Reviews and tips. Our first lesson today is going to be on jamming, rhythm, and blues. Not just soloing, which is what comes to most people's minds when they think of blues. Many greats like Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, you got your B.B. King. And you got your Jimmy Pages. No, this lesson is about rhythm. But there's one thing people need to know about jamming, and that's you should never be a robot and just playing on one vamp. You need to switch it up. You need to know your chord inversions. For example, if you're playing an A7, you don't want to just be playing that same position. The solo would be nothing if it wasn't accompanied by a great rhythm. Rhythm isn't just playing the chords. You have to comp the leading instrument. A lot of people don't understand the word, what comping is. Comping is, filling in the blanks of the lead instrument. If he's speeding up, you got to speed up too with your rhythm. If he's slowing down, you want to slow down too. If he's doing something melodic, you want to let your chords ring. Let him fill the air with what he's playing. You don't want to just be playing your own thing. You have to play as an organism. Music's like running water. You don't just have one drop. You have a whole river. See, that's some flowing rhythm. That's not just going. And of course, doing that is good too in its place. But you can't do that the whole song. You gotta switch her up. Now that example I just played there was a simple, A, D, E blues. It's just everyone knows. I just spiced her up with a little hammer-on, couple pull-offs, switch up the inversions, bringing in open chords into a song, they really fill the air with sound. Open chord beats a bar chord any day. I'd also like to mention that I'm playing an Ivan His Hardcore AG7 with a handmade THC 12-tone modulator. I'm playing through a Marshall AVT 275 Valve State 2000. In later episodes, I will be reviewing this amp, plus many other effects and instruments that I have owned and come to acquire over the years. I'm going to put the guitar down for a second and sit down and explain some of these things. Now earlier I mentioned the word vamp. A vamp is not a vampire, no. A vamp is a musical pattern or a riff that is repeated over and over again. Sort of like a Cashmere with that riff that Jimmy Page plays, keeps repeating over and over again. That is a vamp. Now when jamming, vamps are extremely important because you're jamming over that rhythm. But when I said you don't want to play the same vamp over again, I didn't mean that literally. I meant the way you play the vamp itself. You don't want to keep playing the same boring chords. You want to switch it up like I was doing there with a little hammer-on and pull-off, some sliding, a little palm muting, chord inversions, rests, a bit of everything. There's nothing stopping you because jamming is an expression from the heart. You never know what's really going to happen. That's what jamming the Grateful Dead, all that is about, you know. You know, you can teach someone to jam, but you can never teach someone to jam. You know, you don't understand jamming, you just do jamming. You know, you don't teach people to jam, you jam with them. You know, they got to understand that. You can't be taught how to jam. You just have to do it. If you have any other questions or comments, please feel free to message me over the internet, because I listen. And that's what every good musician should do. If you're playing with a band, you have to listen to everyone, not just yourself. If your drummer picks up speed, you want to pick up speed. If he starts accenting on thirds, so do you. If he starts playing triplets, you want to too. You want to hear this. You want to be able to comp his playing, same with everyone else's playing. You have to listen to everyone, not just yourself. Now let's get back to some playing. Dynamics, one of the most important things about jamming. You can't be playing at the same volume without having dynamics throughout the song. You have to switch it up a bit. Switch it up, for example. Starting off with a slow blues. You know, you want to signal to the band, let's kick it up. You just switch the pickup down to the treble pickup. Face melting tone. Now I know I've said this about every other thing, but this really is the most important thing when jamming, is knowing when not to play. When to roll down your volume, sit back and let someone else take the show. You know, you can't always be the one in the front. Sometimes you need to turn your volume down. Sometimes you just need to pull a John Paul Jones and stand in the background and enjoy the music. Because that's what music's about, enjoying it. Thank you for your time, and I hope this lesson was beneficial.